What's happening, guys? Mike from MetaComix coming at you with a kind of editorial-like video. I'm going to be talking here about my predictions for the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy movie. A movie that I have been highly anticipating for the past, 5-6 months. I mean, I knew about it for about a year, but until the trailers started coming out, I wasn't as hyped about it as I am now. First, the movie is actually how I got introduced to these characters in the first place. Even though I'm a longtime comic book reader, throughout my life I did take breaks from reading comic books. So when I was, in the midst of a streak where I was really deep into reading comics, there wasn't any Guardians of the Galaxy books coming out that I was aware of. So I've never even heard of these characters until the announcement for the movie and the trailers. Now, when I saw the first trailer and actually started taking this movie seriously after seeing some of the footage of Rocket Raccoon and Star-Lord and some of their interactions together, I decided to go ahead and go back and check out the comic book series that they just started last year, and also to look at some of the older stuff that they've done in the past. And I immediately got hooked. I love the characters. I love Star-Lord. I love Rocket. I really like their personalities. I like how they interact with each other, the banter. I like how the book itself doesn't really take itself too seriously, I guess. I really enjoy that. I enjoy just being able to sit down and read a fun comic book. So I really have gotten to love these characters. I've become a big fan. And as I've seen the movie come out, as it's been getting released and the trailers have been coming out, the closer that time has come, the more excited for this movie I've gotten. But at the same time, I've had my reservations about what level of success this movie could potentially reach, given that nobody's really heard of these characters. I mean, I was a comic book reader and I'd never really heard that much about them. So there's this kind of, skepticism hanging over the film. Like, is this movie going to be successful? Is it really going to take the Marvel Cinematic Universe to the next level, which it needs to do, because this is the world's introduction to the cosmic side of the Marvel U. So this has got to work. If it doesn't work, if it's not successful, I don't know how many more cosmic style films from the Marvel Universe we'll actually see. I was watching some videos earlier today by some trusted comic book nerds that I really like, who talked about the same topic, and I agreed with them on this. That this is a critically important movie that could alter the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe if it's not a success. But from what I've seen of the trailers, this looks like a really fun summer movie. This looks like a movie that, even though these characters aren't super popular and not a lot of people have heard about them, I think it's got the potential to draw in non-comic book readers just because it looks fun and silly and kind of ridiculous. But at the same time, it looks like it has a really good story. So I think that's a rare thing in big summer blockbusters right now. I mean, we're just coming off of Transformers Age of Extinction, which was pretty good for a Transformers movie, but still not that great. I mean, they could have cut an hour out of that movie almost, and it would have been a much better movie, and that's not saying a whole lot. And then you've got, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, not Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which just recently came out. And so, you're coming off these really big summer movies, and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is kind of a rare thing because it's got a deep storyline and everything to it, as well as some good action. But, the summer blockbuster thing isn't always necessarily about having a good story. And it's not always about having characters that you're familiar with. If you've done good marketing, if the production company who's making the film does good marketing, you can draw in the summer crowd. And I think that Marvel's done a fantastic job marketing this movie. My prediction for how much it's going to make at the box office is it's not going to necessarily make Captain America 2 money. I think it could be close, and I hope I'm wrong and it actually makes more, because that could only be good for us Marvel fans and comic book fans in general who want to see more comic books made into movies. So I'm thinking it's going to make somewhere around the 350 to 400 million mark. and that would obviously qualify it as a success. So, that's my prediction for how much it's going to make worldwide. And I really think that this movie has the potential to reach non-comic book people. I really do. I know that so far from the early press screenings, critics are really digging this movie. They're really digging the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're calling it better than the Avengers, the best movie that Marvel's made to date, and that's some pretty heavy things to say. I mean, the Avengers was freaking awesome. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's going to be as good as Captain America 2. Some people are saying it's better than Captain America 2. It's better than The Winter Soldier. But man, that movie has become like my all-time favorite. I don't know that it will get any better than Cap 2, just ever. I don't know. The Avengers, well, it's got its work cut out for it to replace Cap 2 in my top 10 favorite comic book movies, in the top 3 actually. So I still think, though, that it's got a really good shot, given the feedback it's received so far from critics, of drawing in non-comic book fans. Because if critics review this movie highly, people who pay more attention to critics than they do comic books are going to come and see this movie just so they can have a good time. I think that is going to play a huge role in bringing in cash flow for this film, is the reception it receives from critics, which so far has been very, very positive. So I'm excited to see where this goes. It's critical for the cosmic side of the Marvel Universe to be translated to film that this Guardians of the Galaxy movie does well at the box office. I think it looks awesome. I'm excited about it. I'm actually going to go with my dad. I'm going to take my dad to go see it. And then hopefully after that I'll be able to talk my wife into going, so I have an excuse to see it more than once. If it's really good, maybe I'll see it 3 and 4 times. I don't know. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. I think this has the potential to really surprise people with not only the quality of the film, but the response that it receives. I think this movie's going to be much bigger than what most people are predicting, and that includes me. I think it could surpass what I've predicted easily, but I'm going with a safe bet on that. Well, guys, I just want to kind of talk about what I think is going to go down with this movie. Like I said, I think it's going to be awesome. Early reviews, all positive. I think that from what I've seen of trailers and clips and things, that it looks fantastic. I'm excited to watch it. I think that Marvel has done something phenomenal here by taking something so obscure as a walking, talking raccoon and a tree that just says, "I am Groot," and has managed to create a fantastic story that will entertain comic fans and non-comic fans alike. And I'm excited to see it. So what do you guys think? Do you think this movie's going to do well? Do you think that it's gonna be the best Marvel movie to date? How much do you think it's going to make at the box office? Do you think there's a chance that this could still suck and flop, even though early responses have been good so far? I mean, early responses to The Amazing Spider-Man 2 were really positive also, and it turns out that movie was a real dud. So, there's still reason to be kind of concerned here. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Sound off in the comment section down below.